Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a story that really embodies curiosity and inspiration. The life of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, as told through his autobiography, Wings of Fire.
Ah, Wings of Fire, a classic.
It is. We're going to explore how a boy from a small island town with, limited resources soared to become one of India's most influential scientific figures.
It's incredible, isn't it? Wings of Fire isn't just your typical autobiography, filled with dates and achievements. It's about the power of human potential.
Yeah.
The importance of mentors who see that potential, and the determination to find your purpose even when faced with setbacks. I mean, really inspiring stuff.
Absolutely. So let's start in Rameswaram, Kalam's hometown. You can practically feel the calmness of this island town through his words. But amidst that serenity, you can tell his insatiable curiosity was already taking root.
Yeah, you just feel it. What I find fascinating is how his family, especially his parents, fostered that curiosity. They weren't wealthy, but the life lessons they instilled were incredibly profound. I mean, just really.
Yeah. His father, Jalaluddin, comes across as this incredibly generous and wise figure, even though he had limited formal education. Kalam describes their home as constantly open to those in need, just this constant flow of visitors needing help.
And his mother, Ashiyama,
Yeah.
this unwavering faith and compassion. It's clear that this foundation of inclusivity and kindness played a huge role in shaping Kalam's character. He even mentions an incident where he was asked to move to the back bench in his classroom
Oh, wow.
because of his religion.
Wow.
But his friend's father, the high priest of the Rameswaram temple, and a close friend of Kalam's father, stepped in and challenged this discrimination. Stood up for him.
That's amazing.
It was.
It's interesting. This really highlights the interfaith harmony of the community where Kalam grew up. It seems like that early experience
Yeah.
really solidified his belief in unity and equality.
Right. And that belief shines through in everything he did later in life. Now let's talk about his teachers.
Yeah.
They were absolutely crucial in nurturing his curiosity. Yadure Salam. He had this remarkable ability to instill belief and expectation in his students. He essentially taught Kalam that if you truly believe in something and work hard towards it, you can achieve it. Like anything is possible.
Yeah, it's so powerful. How a teacher's belief in a student can shape their entire trajectory.
Absolutely.
And then there was Ramakrishna Iyer,
Oh, yeah.
who was a bit stricter but still recognized Kalam's potential.
Iyer is a fascinating character. He might have caned Kalam for being in the wrong classroom, but months later he praised him in front of the entire school for his math skills, using that same caning incident as an example of how his disciplined students went on to achieve great things. Two completely different approaches, but both ultimately encouraged Kalam. Isn't that interesting?
It is. It is. Speaking of encouragement, let's talk about flight. Kalam describes his childhood fascination with birds soaring in the sky. He just knew he would fly someday. But as we know, life rarely follows a straight path.
And that's where we see this theme of resilience emerge. Kalam was devastated when he wasn't accepted into the Indian Air Force.
Oh, I see.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes our initial dreams
Yeah.
don't pan out the way we expect.
That's a feeling a lot of people can relate to, I'm sure.
Yeah, if so.
What I find really interesting is how he dealt with that rejection.
Yeah.
He went to meet Swami Sivananda, the spiritual guru, and received some incredibly profound advice. Sivananda basically told him to accept this apparent failure as a stepping stone towards his true destiny.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
That's a powerful lesson in reframing setbacks. Instead of dwelling on the closed door, he was encouraged to seek a new path, and that's precisely what he did. This turning point led him to the world of rocket engineering. He joined in COSPAR, the Indian Committee for Space Research,
Wow.
where he met the visionary Dr. Vikram Sarabhai.
Now, Sarabhai was known for recognizing and nurturing talent. It seems like his guidance was pivotal in shaping Kalam's path.
Absolutely. Under Sarabhai's mentorship, Kalam got hands-on experience building hovercrafts,
Oh, wow.
and eventually became deeply involved in the SLV-3 project, which aimed to launch India's first satellite into space. Can you imagine the challenges they faced? This was a time when India was still developing its technological capabilities.
And they were doing this with limited resources, right?
Exactly. But Kalam thrived in that environment. He talks about spending sleepless nights in the lab, working tirelessly with his team to overcome each obstacle.
His dedication is evident in everything he writes about this period. There's a story about a lab accident where a colleague was injured, and Kalam stayed by his bedside throughout the night at the hospital.
Wow.
He clearly wasn't just a leader in title, he genuinely cared about his team.
It really does. That speaks volumes about his leadership style. It wasn't just about technical expertise, it was about fostering a culture of trust, mutual respect, and genuine care for the people he was working with.
Yeah, it's interesting how those early challenges and the lessons he learned from his mentors really shaped his approach to leading others.
Absolutely.
It's almost as if each obstacle he faced fueled his determination to not only succeed himself, but to bring others along with him, share that success.
I think that's a really great point. And that brings us to what might be the most fascinating chapter in Kalam's journey, his leadership of India's Integrated Guided Missile Development Program.
Oh, yeah.
Or IGMDP. This is where his wings of fire really took flight, so to speak.
This was a pivotal moment for India, wasn't it? I mean, they were facing intense political pressure, skepticism from the West, and even a technology embargo imposed by 7 nations.
It's hard to imagine that weight of expectation on his shoulders.
It is.
But instead of being intimidated by it, Kalam saw this as an opportunity to prove India's capabilities. He was determined to make the country self-reliant in missile technology.
Wow.
And that's precisely what he set out to do.
Incredible.
Strategically assembling a team of brilliant minds to achieve this goal.
Yeah.
He called them his 5 Pandavas.
I love that analogy.
It's fantastic.
Tell me more about his strategy for building this team.
So it's remarkable, really. He handpicked 5 project directors, each an expert in their respective fields. You had Colonel Vijay Sundaram for Prithvi, Dr. Sivothanu Pillai for BrahMos, Dr. Sam Petroda for CDOT, Prahlada for Akash, and N.R. Iyer for NAG. But Kalam didn't just choose them for their technical skills, he also specifically looked for individuals with a positive outlook. People who believed in the mission and wouldn't be deterred by challenges. It's key.
So it was a combination of expertise and attitude. He understood that success requires not only technical brilliance, but also an unwavering belief in the possibility of achieving these seemingly impossible.
Exactly. And that's precisely how they overcame those immense hurdles. Think about it. Developing sophisticated missile systems under intense pressure with limited resources and a global technology embargo. I mean, it's almost unbelievable.
Let's dive into the specifics of these missiles.
Sure.
What can you tell me about Prithvi?
So Prithvi, meaning Earth, was a surface-to-surface tactical missile. Under Colonel Sundaram's leadership, they developed a missile capable of carrying a 1,000-kilogram conventional warhead to a distance of 150 kilometers. And with incredible accuracy, it was a testament to their ingenuity and determination.
That's incredible. Building on this success, the next challenge was Agni, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know that one was a real game changer.
Agni, which means fire, was indeed a pivotal achievement. And for this project, Kalam took on the role of project director himself.
Oh, wow.
He recognized the complexity and importance of this particular missile.
Wait, so he chose himself to lead the Agni project?
He did. He knew that his expertise in liquid propulsion systems would be crucial to its success. And he was right. The successful test launch of Agni in 1989 sent shockwaves around the world. Here was India, a nation facing a technology embargo, successfully developing an intermediate-range ballistic missile. It was a monumental feat, a symbol of their scientific prowess, and a declaration of their arrival on the world stage.
It must have been an incredibly proud moment for Kalam and the entire team. I mean, this wasn't just about building missiles, it was about demonstrating India's capabilities. And instilling a sense of national pride.
It really was. And it's important to remember that Kalam's leadership wasn't just about technical expertise.
Yeah.
It was also about empowering his team.
Right.
He encouraged open communication, fostered a culture of trust, and made sure everyone felt valued and motivated to contribute their best. And that's a leadership lesson anyone in any field can learn from.
That's so true. Okay, we've covered Prithvi and Agni. What about the other 3 missiles? What were their unique contributions?
Well, Trishul, meaning trident, was a short-range surface-to-air missile designed for quick reaction defense. For this project, Kalam chose Dr. V.K. Saraswat, an expert in solid propulsion systems. Then there was Akash, meaning sky, a medium-range surface-to-air missile. And for Akash, Kalam selected Prahlada, a young and dynamic scientist. And this highlights his commitment to nurturing young talent.
So he wasn't hesitant to give responsibility to those who were earlier in their careers. He saw their potential and trusted them to rise to the occasion.
Absolutely. He recognized that fostering the next generation of scientists and engineers was just as crucial as achieving immediate success. And finally, there was NAG, meaning Cobra, India's first anti-tank missile. And for this project, he chose N.R. Iyer, another promising young talent known for his expertise in guidance systems.
It's amazing how he created this environment where young talent could thrive, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. He was building a legacy that extended far beyond his own achievements.
And speaking of legacy, let's shift gears a bit and talk about Kalam the man. Despite his incredible accomplishments, he remained incredibly humble and grounded.
Give me an example. I'm curious to see how this humility manifested in his daily life.
Well, even after receiving the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award, he continued to live a simple life. He chose to live in a small room with rented furniture.
Seriously, it's remarkable that someone with his accomplishments would choose such simplicity. He could have lived in a palace if he wanted to.
Exactly. But material possessions didn't matter to him. He valued knowledge, service to his country, and empowering others. Those were his riches.
It's a powerful message for all of us, isn't it?
It really is.
That true fulfillment comes not from external validation or material wealth, but from pursuing your passions, contributing to something larger than yourself, and staying true to your values.
It is, and Kalam embodies that message perfectly. He was a true visionary, a brilliant scientist, and a remarkable human being. His story is a testament to the power of curiosity, perseverance, and the unwavering belief in the potential of the human spirit.
And we've only just scratched the surface. His life is filled with so many inspiring stories and valuable lessons. But before we delve further into his legacy, I want to pause for a moment and ask you, what has resonated with you most so far in Kalam's journey? What has sparked your curiosity?
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? How Kalam's story weaves together these threads of scientific achievement, personal humility, and a deep commitment to inspiring others. It's not just about the rockets and missiles, it's about the human spirit driving those innovations.
It really is. And it's about recognizing that success isn't a destination. It's a journey of continuous learning and growth.
Yeah.
Remember how even after the success of the SLV-3, he was already looking ahead to the next challenge. Didn't rest on his laurels, just kept pushing the boundaries of what was possible.
That makes me think about his emphasis on technological advancement and how he believed that technology should serve humanity.
Yeah.
He actively worked to make scientific knowledge accessible to all. It's like he wasn't just building missiles, he was building a future. Precisely. He envisioned a future where technology could uplift and empower people, a future driven by innovation and a thirst for knowledge. And speaking of knowledge, let's go back to those personal setbacks he faced earlier in life, like his rejection from the Indian Air Force. How did he navigate those moments?
Well, it seems like he had this remarkable ability to reframe those setbacks. He saw them not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and redirection. That encounter with Swami Sivananda really stands out. Instead of dwelling on that closed door, he was encouraged to seek a new path, one that ultimately led him to his true calling.
Yeah, that's such a valuable lesson for all of us, isn't it? To view setbacks not as roadblocks, but as detours that can lead us to even more fulfilling destinations. It's not about simply bouncing back, it's about using those experiences to fuel our growth and refine our purpose.
And that resilience, that ability to learn from challenges and emerge even stronger, is something that shines through in every stage of Kalam's journey. And it's clear that he wasn't afraid to seek guidance from those who had walked the path before him. His mentors played such a crucial role in shaping his trajectory.
Absolutely. And in turn, he became an incredible mentor to countless others, fostering that beautiful cycle of learning, sharing, and inspiring. His legacy extends far beyond the specific technologies he helped develop. It's about igniting that spark of curiosity, that thirst for knowledge, and that unwavering belief in human potential.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the life of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, what's that one key takeaway you hope our listener will carry with them? What's the essence of his story for you?
Well, I think it's this. In a world that often prioritizes external validation and material success, Kalam's life is a powerful reminder that true fulfillment comes from pursuing your passions, embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, and contributing to something larger than yourself. He found his purpose, his own wings of fire, and in doing so, he inspired countless others to find theirs.
Beautifully said. And to our listener, remember Kalam's own words: dream, dream, dream. Dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result in action.
Absolutely.
Find your passion, nurture your curiosity, and never stop reaching for the stars.
And remember, setbacks are inevitable, but they don't define you. Embrace those challenges, seek guidance from those who inspire you, and keep that inner fire burning bright. You have the potential to achieve incredible things. Never doubt that.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those wings of fire soaring.